This is kind of like a part 2 of my previous video about Mechagodzilla. I would recommend watching that before watching this. I will not be discussing those points in detail, if at all. So firstly, people say the Beast Glove scales to Mechagodzilla due to the glove being made from him. This is taken out of context and a half-lie. It stated some of Mechagodzilla was used for the glove, plus upgrades to it. So it's not just a recolor Mechagodzilla, it's a stated upgrade from him where they use some of his scraps, likely the source of the lightning energy. And people try to argue with the novel and say Godzilla was only at 50% by the time of Mecha G, and even playing along and saying, yeah, sure, let's just ignore the novel. He'd still be at lower than 50%. It's stated the Hong Kong battle is what drained him of half his energy, so that's excluding everything he previously did before the Hong Kong fight. He was not at 100% after doing all the traveling he did, as shown in Aftershock, where the Muto Prime did this for a less amount of time, and Godzilla was tired by their final fight. So after traveling to multiple countries, already fighting Kong, and drilling a beam to the middle of the Earth, he's still at 100%? This is a laughable statement. During Aftershock, he was likely around 80-85% at lowest during, like I said, the final fight. Being tired but not weakened. So even after doing triple what Aftershock Goji did in less time, let's just say he's at 80-85%. This would mean he's at 40 to 42.5% by the time of Mechagodzilla, who did less overall damage to him than the Mutos in G14, the Muto Prime, Ghidorah, kinda Shimo. After one hit, she incapacitated Goji for a short amount of time, and he had to amp his beam power in order to possibly be equal. Never quite shown. Anyway, you can even argue Kong did more damage, leaving a much bigger mark on Godzilla's leg than anything Mechagodzilla did, while also possibly knocking Godzilla out for a short amount of time, at least stunning him long enough for Kong to get onto the building, and then, again, stunning Godzilla with the Beast Glove in GXK. Mechagodzilla never did any of this. He made him scream in pain after the Amp Proton screen, but no real marks happen. If that scene didn't happen, you'd never know.
Okay, you two better get some distance. You are a very brave little girl. I don't know. Maybe we both are.
Zero indicators that happened without highly brightening up the screen to see small blood spatters on his shoulder that you'd assume came from Mecha G ragdolling Goji through buildings, not an amped proton screen. Some people try to argue he didn't amp it, but they were having a stalemate until Mechagodzilla made his beam stronger. That's what an amp is. And this is a Goji that's at 40 to 50%, and that's kind of highballing it quite a lot. I'm not sure if I went over this in the last Mechagodzilla video, but there's also a statement from Adam Wingard that the kiss of death was a maybe. It definitely would have taken him out for a couple minutes, but killing him is a confirmed maybe. Stating Godzilla's insides may be the same as his outsides, and he was able to survive a proton scream already with little to no injury. Mechagodzilla is 6th to 7th in the Monsterverse, behind Shimo, Ghidorah, Godzilla, Mewtwo Prime, Beast Glove or Axe Kong, and you could argue Base Kong. I can make a video about that if you guys are interested. Mechagodzilla was only able to speed blitz Godzilla. He's never shown directly overpowering him without amping himself. At the start, they charge into each other and Mechagodzilla goes back, not Godzilla. A little bit of a speech impediment for real. Then Mechagodzilla is speed blitzing Godzilla, who's too tired to react in time. He had to amp his beam during the beam battle, and they never really 1v1 outside a couple small scuffles once Kong shows up. Kong also overpowers Mechagodzilla a few times, with one arm too, cutting one of his punches short and holding back the drill tail for a very long time with one hand. Shortly after this, Godzilla powers up Kong's axe for about 4 seconds, and it was able to easily slice through Mechagodzilla like butter. The same axe that had been shown to have been pre-charged while in the Hollow Earth, then amped by a stronger Godzilla multiple times, was barely able to cut into his leg, when the same swing with a similar swing style easily cut through Mechagodzilla's arm, tail, and legs. His AP is also pretty terrible, never doing any real damage to Kong, although very few hits. And Godzilla only had a black eye and a couple cuts, roughly 10 minutes of Mechagodzilla tossing him around and beating his ass. And there's another statement from Adam Wingard saying that Godzilla was more waiting for Mechagodzilla to be done. He knew he was going to win, he just had to wait until Mecha-G shut down pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, he gets beat up a lot, you know. I mean, that's Godzilla's thing, is like, you know, if he can't win the fight, he's like, you know what, I'll just like tire you out from like beating me in the head, and then I will murder you mercilessly, and I won't have a scratch on me at the end of this. And you know, so I think other than that one moment, I think he pretty much had it under control. This.
Not saying he could have survived a beating for that long, but it's a confirmation Godzilla believed he could even after everything Mechagodzilla was doing. His speed is pretty good, but he gets blitzed by Kong a few times, the same Kong who got blitzed by Godzilla on multiple occasions. So if Godzilla had been at even 80%, he wouldn't have been speed blitzed. Mechagodzilla's AP is mid, his durability is soft, and his own reaction speed is questionable at best, getting speed bits by Godzilla. Without his boosters, he wouldn't have been able to speed blitz Goji. It's just impossible doing this shit in one take. His actual speed is pretty good, but his reaction speed, not so much. He has nothing but anti-feats and anti-statements against him. He's at best 6. If you still think I'm wrong, then at that point, it's just your opinion. I've made 2 videos showing evidence for all my points. So at that point, it's just your own opinion. If you'd like to see more of this type of content, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit, and have a good one.